Guys, this video is sponsored by Squarespace. They are the place to go for creating a website or an online store, but we'll talk about those guys later in the video.
What's going on, everybody? Chaseontwowheels here with the Rocket 3R that Triumph is letting us borrow. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are testing out the Rocket on the highway. We're going to do our big highway mountain test day today. I'm going to take the Rocket 2 miles up the highway. I'm going to ride around in the mountains, and then I'm going to ride it all the way back. So what you guys are going to see in this video is the testing of it on the way to the mountains and on the way back from the mountains. So what I'm going to be looking for is, how does this thing commute? How does this thing tour? How's the wind over an extended period of time? What's the seat going to be like by the end of the day? Am I going to be laying on the ground over there exhausted? How is the handlebars gonna handle with me going through the highway for a while? We do have cruise control, thank God. I'm excited, man. Obviously the mountain part will not be in this video. That'll be in another video. We'll have a link to it if it's available in the description. Today should be a fun day, guys. We don't have a lot of wind protection, so I'm a little worried about that, but there's no way to find out how this thing will do on the highway until we get it tested. So if you guys could do me a favor, drop a like on the video real quick for me sacrificing my body for you guys. And without further ado, let's go grab some gas, and then let's get on the highway and let's find out if the gas, we've got MPG, it'll tell us, but we can do the math and find out if it's actually lying to us or not. So we got a lot of stuff to figure out today, guys, and let's get straight to it. So this gas gauge will update in a second, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the average MPG, so we'll have that information. For us to manually calculate it, I would also like to reset the trip. Boom. Everything is reset. We should be good to figure out how much fuel economy we're getting based on how many miles we go and how many gallons we can fill back up. That is how calculating your gas mileage works, if you didn't know. So that's it, boys and girls. That's the gas station right before the long day of riding. Let's get this thing started. Gotta be honest, I'm very curious how mid-control motorcycle is gonna be over a long day of riding. We got a lot of wind ahead of us. I'm not in the best position to fight that wind, so I'm very curious at how this is going to go. I do these videos to test it out for you guys, but I mean, I get to learn as well. Currently says we have a range of 140 miles, so let's see if we can actualize that and not have to get gas constantly. If you guys wondering, we are currently in sport mode on the motorcycle. Just a heads up. All right, here on the highway, let's get in a higher chilling gear, and let's kind of just cruise control it. I'm not here to kind of go crazy on the highway. I'm here on long haul status, you guys know what I mean? So cruise control set at 78, and we're chilling. Wind's a little rough. I'm having to press forward, but we'll see how it is after a while. Luckily my hands aren't going to be hurting today. Something I am curious of is the seat on the motorcycle. This Rocket seat does a really good job of making sure I don't fly off the back of it, but something that it doesn't do a great job is let me move around. And because I've got mid controls here, there's not a lot of positioning myself I can do. I'm worried that that's going to lead to a little bit of a fatigue by the end of the day. Time will tell, but it is something I'm going to look for. I've seen a few of you guys ask me to look into the vibration of this motorcycle at commuter speed, chilling here on the highway. And from what I can tell, like you can see, I'm going 3,000 RPMs at 80 miles an hour in 6th gear. I'm not stressing the motorcycle at all. And I will say the Rocket generally is a little shaky when you're throttling up. You know, the engine does have a lot of shake, but when we've got cruise control applied and we're not, you know, throttling up, there's very little shaking at all. This is a very smooth bike right now. And if you guys can look in the rearview mirror, we can actually make out the cars behind us, but hopefully the GoPro will pick it up. But we've got a pretty smooth ride right now. Most importantly, in my hands and feet. Hands have very little vibration right now, even if I put both on the handlebars. Feet have next to no vibration, so very happy with that. Hopefully that continues throughout the day. This is going to be a really pleasurable ride. So guys, talking about wind real quick, now that we're kind of established and chilling on the highway, where I mostly feel the wind is my upper chest. So I find myself engaging my core quite more than I would normally on a motorcycle. I am slightly leaned forward, but my legs are also forward, so I feel like the body position is making me have to engage my core a little more. That is something I'm going to be keeping an eye on throughout the day, because obviously, you know, we're only about 20 minutes in right now, and I'm already noticing that. It's not bad. It's definitely not something that would deter me from wanting to spend some miles on this bike, and it's not like I'm not looking forward to the rest of this ride because of it, but I am noticing that right now. So far the bike's handling beautiful though. No stress on the bike, no stress on me other than that. I think we're just gonna play some music. We're gonna get into, you know, highway eat 'em up mile mode, and we'll see how this thing goes. I'll check back in if anything else comes up though. You know guys, as we're sitting here heading down the highway, I'm noticing that my legs naturally want to just like sit like this, like open, but that causes so much more wind. So I find myself like tucking my legs in more. Over time, you kind of start getting lazy while you ride and your legs just start drifting out. And when that happens, they start spreading out even more because the wind's hitting them and opening them up, and it's just like, no. I'm finding myself gripping the tank a little more. So we're almost done with the highway section, and as you guys can see, we're looking at an average of like 37.3 miles per gallon, and we actually haven't used that many miles. So I find that really interesting, and I'm really interested to see how many gallons we used on the way here. I mean, if even one. Because in my experience, this thing doesn't get great gas mileage, because I've been riding it in the city a lot, and that keeps saying that. That's freaking me out. Key fob out of range means that the key is not on the motorcycle, which means it's dead. Oh man, that's gonna be a problem. The last thing I want, man, is to be up in the middle of the mountains with no reception and the key not work. So we'll try to look into that and get that figured out. I don't want to get stranded up here. Not today. Alright guys, that's halfway up for the highway test. Not too bad so far. As long as you keep the speed, you know, around 80 and under, the wind's not too bad. I didn't find myself holding on to the motorcycle that much. But this is one of those motorcycles where the faster you go, the more you get de-incentivized. The wind just gets ridiculous. But we kept it under 80 the entire way here, and I didn't really have that much of a problem. So far we're doing all right. I will say the top of my butt that goes about right here, it's getting a little fatigued, but I'll keep an eye on it and we'll see how it is at the end of the day.
Before we continue, guys, we got to pay some bills, so let's talk about Squarespace real quick. For you guys that live under a tire, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build an amazing online presence and run your business. Using them is super simple to set a website up. As a matter of fact, before we even brought them on as a sponsor, I've been using them for my Chaseontwowheels website for years now, and let me tell you guys, I have no idea, shocker, what I'm doing when it comes to building websites. Luckily, their site makes it super simple to just drag and drop elements you want. Next thing you know, boom, you've got a website put together. The other day, I actually had to update my site to add a new page for our Live on Two Wheels show that Bo and I do here on YouTube on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hashtag plug, see you guys on the next live show. Luckily, because Squarespace's websites are optimized for mobile, all I had to do was update my main page, and Squarespace makes sure that it's going to work both online and on your phone, because we all know most of you guys are watching this in the bathroom right now. Even if you aren't good at designing a layout for your page, Squarespace has some awesome gallery options that you can use to show off your photos and your videos. If you're getting started making a YouTube channel, grabbing a Squarespace site is a must to make sure that you're promoting yourself on a website that you actually have control of, not only here on YouTube. If you guys are ready to make a site of your own, go check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/chaseontwowheels to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using code chaseontwowheels. Back to the video.
All right, so we went about 40 miles, and let's see how much gas we can put in the bike. All right, 40 miles, we went on just under a gallon. All right, I'll take that. I would say, what is that, like 38 miles a gallon? Not bad for a big old bike like this, honestly. So guys, from here, we are going to be heading up in the mountains, assuming this key is going to continue to work. Obviously, that's not going to be in this video. If you guys want to watch that video, it'll be here. We'll play a couple clips from the mountain video, and then I'll catch you guys back on this video after I get done with the mountains. So let's go have some fun on this thing, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, we got to the top of the mountain. We finished the mountain video. Woohoo! We are safe. Now, will the bike still crank up? Let's hope. Hey, no key fob issues. I am here for that. So guys, I got to get off the mountain and get back to the highway. So I figured I'd give you guys a little tease of the type of riding we have to do up here. Oh no, Pepsi truck. That's going to be really unfortunate. I do highly recommend watching our mountain video of the Rocket. I was shocked. I did not know it would be like it was, and it was really cool experience. So I think you guys will enjoy that if you're enjoying all the other Rocket content. All right, we're gonna get behind that Pepsi truck inevitably, so might as well just bite the bullet. If you guys are wondering about miles in the seat, we have currently put 77 miles in this Rocket seat, so that'll get over 100 today. Not too long of a day, but you know, some good experience. Yes! Oh fam, that was a sign. Perfect. Let's just have some nice enjoying mountain ride, and I'll see you guys at the highway again. Alright guys, we are off the mountain. We are about to get back on the highway. So we are on our final gas up. Luckily, haven't had any key issues after we got onto the mountains, which is neat. 4 gallons so far. How many are we gonna be for an entire day of riding? Let's find out. Cool. We are now gassed up. We are now ready to hit the highway. So far guys, we've done the highway up, we've done the mountains around. Honestly, my lower back's a little tired. and the top of my butt is getting a little sore, but honestly, that's about it. It's pretty minimal, and I was worried about the seat not moving around, or me not being able to move around in the seat, but so far, hadn't been a problem. So let's eat up some highway miles back, and I'll catch you guys at the shop. Before we get going too far down the road, I don't think I've mentioned before yet, and I'm sure if you guys are looking into this video, you might already know this, but figured I'd go ahead and let you know. Triumph does have a GT version of this Rocket. From what I understand, it comes with a bigger windscreen, or a windscreen at all, and it has a little passenger backrest. I think if this bike had those modifications, it would fare so much better, because right now my main thing is that the wind's hitting my chest pretty bad and I'm having to hold on with my arms. That's less than ideal, but if you got the GT version, it would essentially eliminate that. So if you guys are looking into the Rocket specifically for highway purposes, and you plan on doing like multiple 100-mile days and it's mostly highway, I would push you towards the GT model, just based on the experience I've had today. That was not, I realized I ended that sentence as if I was going to continue talking. I do not plan on continuing to talk. Guys, we're back at the shop, and oh my goodness, so ended up doing about 200 miles today on this Rocket 3R, and I gotta say, as long, because this isn't the GT model, right, like we talked about, this one you can tour on as long as you keep it under 80 miles an hour. On the way back, I decided to test, you know, just how it would feel if I was riding as fast as I kind of wanted it to. Had the cruise control set at 84, and when you're going 84, above 80, honestly, the wind is so strong that you're having to hold on to the handlebars. So right now my arms are tired because I was holding on to fight the wind. Also, because your feet are in a mid-control position, they're not underneath you, you don't really have the ability to hold your weight up. So all of that wind is pressing you into this area, and this will really fatigue the top of your butt. Like, the top of my butt is sore right now after 200 miles, mostly highway on this thing today. Also, the other thing that gets your butt sore is the seat. So the seat is made, from my opinion, to make it to where it holds you in place. So when you launch with this thing, you're going to stay in place. But when you're doing a long form ride, that is actually a hindrance because you can't move around and reposition. I was trying to move around and reposition to get my weight on a different part of my butt. Couldn't really find it, honestly. So I would hope the GT model at least has the option for a different seat if it doesn't come with one. This bike as it is, I would say is like a 6 for a touring motorcycle. Everything else is like a 8, you know, as far as like, well, not riding in the mountains, but like as far as city stuff, I give this thing like an 8, but like for touring specifically, it's not that great. But the cool thing is the fuel economy. The fuel economy, in my experience, riding around town has been terrible. But being on the highway, fuel economy is great. You can get like 140, 150 miles out of a tank. Whereas here around town, I think we were getting like 115. That's my thoughts. My butt pretty hurting, but I think it'll be all right. We'll live. This is what I do for you guys. And if you guys enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed me sacrificing my body for the research of you guys, make sure to hit that like button. I appreciate you guys getting to the end of the video. Consider subscribing if you like motorcycle content. I'm Chaseontwowheels. I'm going to go sit on an ice pack and I'll see you guys on the next one. Rocket 3R highway test done. Later, guys. All right, outro crew, here's the thing. By the way, thank you for getting to the end of the video. Make sure you hit the like button, and I want you guys to drop a comment down below. If this is your first time in the outro crew, that means you made it to the end of the video. And if you put OC in your comment down below, that lets me know that you made it to the end of the video. You're part of the outro crew now. I personally like the way the Black Edition looks more than the GT, but if I was going to tour on it, I don't think I would be able to get the Black Edition because I wouldn't, like, this much pain in my butt would hinder me from wanting to tour on it. So would you guys, if you're going to tour on it, deal with the Black Edition's lackluster wind resistance for the cool look, or would you just go to the GT model? Let us know in the comments down below, guys. I appreciate you getting to the end of the video, and we'll see you on the next one. And we love you a little bit longer. Later, guys.